Morning. Oh, what a happy morning. It is so great to be here on this professional podcast.
Who's your favorite
live
person
stream.
right now? I
Professional.
want to give a shout out to Megan Martin.
Yeah.
Because other people popped on and popped off. I saw people come and go.
And they were thinking, look at these jerks. They're lip syncing to
these
nothing.
Guys. They have no sound.
We started our live stream with no sound, no microphone.
Oh, no, we didn't just start. We went for a full.
Yeah, we did like the whole thing.
Everything.
So right now it's on your podcast stream.
If you go to the podcast, it's going to be different than this.
Yeah. So we introduced ourselves and we talked about our hoodies, like we're twitting today.
Don't give it away.
Champion
Don't
hoodies.
Give it away. I was going to do it again.
Champion hoodies.
Shameless promotion. Ashes to Rubies merch on our website, ashesToRubies.com.
25% off.
Apparel. If you go to, there is Champion hoodies.
It's my favorite sweater.
Is literally the coziest sweatshirt
You're talking in slow motion right now.
I know.
What's
I'm
going
doing
on?
It on purpose. It's for dramatic effect. Look at this hood. It is so cozy. I love that it's gray inside.
And they have the they have the crew neck, the Champion.
There's also a crew neck. And right now we're giving 25% off if you use the code
A2R25.
That's
no caps.
All lowercase. A.
Okay.
The number 2 R 25.
I hope people can hear us. I see the little green line. So we started off by talking about oversharing, and I asked you the question: have you ever overshared? Which you darted your eyes at me, going like, "Don't start poking at me already." But it's true. We were talking about oversharing and how we can overshare and go on and on about our hurts, pains, complaints, all of that stuff. What else did we say about oversharing?
We don't have to try to repeat everything. This is new.
This is a
do
brand
it new. Why are you trying to redo?
Brand new.
If they want to listen to that one, they can go to the podcast.
This is round 2. Yeah, but I had nothing else to. Nothing else.
That would be amazing. And shocking to me if you had nothing to say.
I remember one Sunday when we started our church, and I'm speaking to a small crowd, and there was children that were coloring on tables, and I was doing a teaching, and I said, like, in closing,
and you went on for another 5 minutes.
Closing thoughts, and I kind of went on, but then other people participated and asked questions and made comments, and the little girl right at the front,
4 years
she
old.
Basically went like this: "Wrap it up, Pastor." And I think when we're nervous, we can overshare. When we're in great distress, we overshare because we have so many problems.
Just don't say we. Not everybody does it.
No, not everybody.
You do.
You think I overshare?
Well, aren't you here talking about yourself?
I'm here talking about myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into our reading.
I, on the other hand, have come a long way in the category or the area of oversharing.
But for the grace of God.
I used to be a chronic oversharer.
Remember?
And then I was graciously corrected.
I reminded you one day going to dinner. I just said at my parents. I just said, "Would it be possible that you just don't
dominate the dinner?
Don't dominate.
Don't take this the wrong way.
Don't take it the wrong way.
Don't take this the wrong way. But can you try not to dominate the conversation at dinner today?
Though? I have a friend that he talks a lot, and he talks about, like, he gets into the story of everything, and he actually said his employer just asked him to cut that out. Like, we're working right now, and I'm commissioning you to go on calls, and he goes, I don't need a story behind every call that we have. I was like, that's very assertive in a kind and loving way, but it's hard to bring up, right?
Oh yeah, I was so mad at you.
I guess dominating isn't the right word.
My feelings were so hurt, but I couldn't tell you that because I needed to show you how mature I was. Don't get upset, but
okay, I won't talk ever.
That's probably what I said.
I'm never going to talk again.
I'll never speak again.
30 seconds later. You hurt my feelings.
All right, we're going to go into our reading.
Oh, the other thing I wanted to thank you for, because of commissioning. I commissioned you with your hobby of crocheting.
Why are we bringing this up?
Thank you. I just want to thank you again in front of my friends, Megan and Jen. I just want to thank you for the crocheted blanket. That it's a lapgan, so it's not a big blanket, but I could curl up under it, but it's more for my desk and my feet. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So kind. So kind.
Do you remember when I started making that?
Long time ago.
It was January.
Yeah, it was like, and then
it's not a summer activity because there's too many things that I like to do as soon as the weather gets nice. I only really want to crochet in the winter. So I need more yarn.
There you go. Yeah.
I just don't know where to get
the yarn is more than you could sell a blanket for. So it's not a very lucrative.
It's not a business, no.
Yeah, unless you can find yarn at a very low or free discount.
Okay, so some people can make really, really nice blankets that they actually can sell for a lot of money.
Blankets are a great gift. They are. Anything that you like, I think a blanket's a great gift. Scarf, hat, maybe. My friend does slippers. Great gift. Yeah. Knitting and crocheting.
Are you done now?
I'm done. Let's do our reading. Thank you for joining us. It is the 24th of November.
Yes, Megan, it was a COVID activity that a friend taught me. And I only know how to make one thing with one stitch with the big fat needle and the big fat yarn because it's the easiest thing.
Mm-hmm. We don't have an example. My example is already in the basement.
A fairly usual idea in some 12-step groups is that we attend meetings only to hear other people's tragic stories, blow-by-blow descriptions that we can perhaps identify with. Has anyone ever been to that kind of meeting? This is one, but only one of Al-Anon's functions. But when the stories are a continual rehash of the misdeeds, the alcoholic's misdeeds, nobody learns anything except that we all go through pretty much the same experiences. Where is the growth in that? Or other people will say like, oh, at least I'm not that bad. Or, oh, at least my husband's not that bad. If I want to determine how much help a meeting can give, I should ask myself, how many of the people here tonight have learned something new about applying 12-step principles? How many have given me a constructive idea to take away with me and use? That is the only measure of a truly valuable meeting.
So I'm learning and growing in understanding and knowledge and experience because we're coming together to share our experience of helping others, basically.
Today's reminder, what I say at a meeting should not be a recital of the details of mine or someone else's faults and actions. I have come to get knowledge of how to deal with my frustrations and difficulties and to impart what I have learned in the program to others. Personal problems can be discussed with my sponsor or another trusted friend. A truly valuable Al-Anon meeting or AA meeting is one in which we concentrate on principles and do not discuss personalities.
Principles before personalities.
I feel like it's a really valuable life tip. Like, this is not just about 12-step meetings.
This is any meeting. Any meeting. If I have a solution that was alcohol and drugs, that's basically all I talk about. But if I have a new solution who is powering my life that has set me free, the only option out of that I've seen in a healthy relationship with God is to go and work with others, to go to help others, to go to feed others, to go to volunteer their time. All of those principles that we talk about, love and tolerance of others, being maximum service of God, living the book, not just thumping the book and reciting the book. And then another principle is trying to outgive God. And so if I live my life out of those principles because of my relationship with God, then I'm going into meetings. Like, I meet with my sponsor and we talk about how to help other people better. And like, this came up and like, whoa, I never heard anybody say this. So how do I react to that?
You're not just meeting with your sponsor to complain about me?
No,
or complain about other people.
We sometimes talk about you because of me and how I've overcome my selfishness and had to make amends.
You overcame your selfishness?
This morning. This
morning you did.
Yesterday's pinprick was due to my selfishness. No, my self-pity, because in my head, I thought you were not doing what you were supposed to do, but I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, blah, 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 blah. And so I wanted to make sure I parented you properly, and it caused a rift in our morning. So that's the kind of thing that I talk to my sponsor about, because those are real problems. But when I come to a meeting, we come together as like in the Bible, it says that we're the temple of God's Spirit. And then when we come together as a community, we're all a bunch of temples, and we come together and we have God's Spirit within us together. And we talk about the things of God's Spirit? How are we helping others? What are new principles? What are new ideas? What are the things that encourage and build other people up? But so many times we hear in 12-step meetings, you just sit there and you're hearing about somebody's sob story about taking the bus to their employment because they don't have their car and gas is too much and they don't want to get vaccinated. So now they can't. And it's like, that's not a meeting. That's a therapy session, and you're vomiting on everybody and you're just getting pain relief so you can manage your week better. And then we'll see you next week and you're going to complain about the same crap. And it's like, that's not what a meeting's for. I'm preaching. I might have to write some inventory on that.
Do you have some resentments?
I don't know. Maybe I do. I really truly believe that we are supposed to work with others, pass on the message, because that's what's compelling us, God's love. And then we bring people into the meetings. And I heard it last night that there's 3 fellowships of the Spirit. We come into the meeting and there's the fellowship of the unity of the Spirit as we gather, and then I have the unity of God's Spirit within me, and then we have the fellowship that we crave. We build the fellowship that we crave, and I heard that those are the people that we're sponsoring, and so we start to build up people around us, and then they have people, and I thought that was really cool. But I bring those people into meetings, and hopefully they get something out of it. Anything else?
I don't.
Megan wants to make dishcloths.
No, Megan knows how to make dishcloths.
Oh my goodness, I love those dishcloths.
I feel like I heard that you have to have a certain kind of yarn. Oh, cotton.
Cotton
Must
yarn.
be cotton. And I don't think you crochet dishcloths.
So here's my encouragement to all of us. Here's our contemplative meditation, our consideration is, am I going to any meeting, whether it's a Bible study, whether it's a 12-step meeting, whether it is a meeting between a couple people, and am I just vomiting and being a consumer, or am I asking questions? Am I relating experiences? Am I being fruitful in the conversation?
It's not just limited to meetings. It's life in general.
Life in general.
Because that's a characteristic, quality thing that I realized I was doing probably long before I started going to meetings. Although meetings, 12-step meetings, when I started going to 12-step meetings like 17 years ago, 18 years ago, did teach me a lot about listening, how to listen. Yeah, I didn't know how to listen. And I think that's probably in large part, a lot of people don't want to go to meetings because I was far too self-centered to sit in a room full of people and listen.
Yeah. And so if you can't dominate, why bother going?
I think, yeah, that was, unfortunately,
if somebody's sick and they're fighting for their lives.
I was in so much pain. I really was in so much emotional pain that sitting and listening.
But it's like if somebody has cancer and they're going through cancer treatment, we're not talking about a whole lot else. Like, so if I'm in the problem of addiction, then that's really what's consuming me. And it's hard to talk about anything else. So get a sponsor, work the steps, and start getting into healthy relationship with God. He will solve all of our problems. So there, we finally got sound. Thanks for joining us. We will see you today at noon for our noon meeting. Our friend Joanne is going to be talking about the sunlight of the Spirit. So come for a 20-minute talk, and then you can ask questions or make comments related to that subject. So it's on noon on Zoom. And we will see you there today at noon on Zoom. Keep the peace, be of good behavior, and we will see you at noon.